using the ultimate empathy machine to solve the double empathy problem. From VR autism simulation to AI autism training system, let's create an inclusive society through the power of technology. Hello, my name is Ji Tin Tong, and it's a pleasure to be here as a speaker to introduce our team's project. We are a research team from Taylor's University Collaborative Digital Health and Medical Advancement Impact Lab and Vortex XR Lab. With the financial support from the Digital Health and Medical Advancement Impact Lab, we have combined the resources of two labs to conduct several cross-disciplinary explorations focused on VR, AI, and autism. Why do we focus on this intersection? Because VR and autism may seem like unrelated, right? But they actually share one common keyword, which is empathy. Okay, next, I will introduce the two key concepts that related empathy and introduce how we are using VR as empathy machine to solve the double empathy problem in autism. First, VR has been called ultimate empathy machine for years. And a lot of research showed that VR can foster empathy much better than traditional media. Because if you look back to all those traditional media, whether it's Asian audio stereotyping, or radio, or TV, or even the internet, they actually all work in the same pattern, like from the sender through a channel to the receiver, right? No matter how hard the sender tries to convey a message, we as a receiver, we're just a passive listener. We're an observer, right? We hear the story, we watch the story, but we can never be part of the story. There's always an invisible wall in between. We are the outsider, they are the insider. And all we can do is to imagine what they're feeling. But virtual reality is different. Virtual reality breaks the wall. Virtual reality is about merging, like this. It's like I become you and you become me. We can actually experience and feel someone else's life through their eyes and their body. As the saying goes, you don't really know someone until you walk them out in their shoes. So VR takes this empathy experience to a whole new level. So we call it the empathy machine. And on the other side, autistic individuals are a group of people that often considered as lacking empathy, right? And early research even labeled them as mind blindness, and assuming that they cannot understand other people's thoughts and emotions. However, more recent studies have shown that while communication between autistic and non-autistic people can be very difficult, but communication between autistic individuals themselves can be very smooth. They can easily understand and predict other autistic individuals' thoughts and emotions. All right, now let's take a closer look at these two groups. For neurotypical person, their experience might look like this. They have successful social interaction with other neurotypical people, and they frequently misinterpret communication of autistic people. They assume that autistic people lack social skills, and they always benefit from society that rewards neurotypical social skills. But for an autistic person, his experience could be the opposite. They have successful social interaction with other autistic people, but they struggle to communicate with neurotypical people. They feel pressure to mask as neurotypical, and they feel socially isolated all the time. So you see, it's like we're from two different planets, right? And we can only communicate well with our own kind. So from this perspective, could it be that autistic individuals are not the ones with the problem? Maybe they're just different. They perceive and understand the world in a different way. And maybe the real problem is that our society doesn't allow them to be different. When we shift to this new perspective, we can begin to understand one of the key terms in today's topic, which is double empathy problem. This is a new theory first introduced by Damian Milton in 2012 and suggests that both autistic and neurotypical people lack empathy to understand each other. It's like when we blame autistic individuals of lacking empathy, shouldn't we stop and reflect for a moment? Have we shown any empathy towards them? Have we tried to understand their world? Have we? No, we haven't. We just label them as weirdo or disabled. But you should know that this disability may only exist when we put them in a social system that's built by our neurotypical people. And just because there are more of us and less of them, that automatically make us better and them worse. Does that make sense? So from this perspective, we actually lack empathy too. So you see, I'm not a doctor. I'm not here to discuss these medical debates. I just give a brief introduction here. But as a designer, as a social researcher, I know that my mission is always to create a better life for all of the humanity. So in my point of view, the future is not only about treating autism, but also about building a more inclusive society, environment for every one of us. And imagine if both of us from the different planet could take a step forward, to take a step closer to each other. Is that possible? One day we can finally understand each other. Is that possible? Of course it's possible, as long as we start communicating from now. So that's why I've developed two projects for both of us. Instead, Spectrum VR is designed for neurotypical people to experience a unique sensory world of autistic individuals. And the VR and AI-based rehabilitation tool helps autistic children practice the social behaviors in different kind of real-world social settings. Through this two-way approach, we aim to address this double empathy problem. Let's look at the first project.
Imagine stepping into a world where every sound is amplified, every light distracts, and social cues feel like a puzzle. Inside Spectrum VR invites you to experience this reality through the eyes of autistic individuals. Our cutting-edge VR simulation uses AI-powered high-fidelity digital humans and full-body tracking technology to fully immerse you in their sensory world. You can freely explore their environment, observe their daily routines, engage in real-time voice conversations, and even swap bodies to experience a day in the life of an autistic individual navigating the challenges of school. By stepping into their world, you'll finally understand the reasons behind their unique behaviors. As inclusive education becomes more widespread globally, more and more autistic children are joining mainstream classrooms. As educators, you have the power to foster understanding and empathy in your teaching environments. What will you do? Together, let's build classrooms of empathy, inclusivity, and understanding, where every learner feels comfortable and valued.
In the field of VR study, there are three main approaches that have been badly used to foster empathy, which is presence, intergroup contact, and embodiment. Presence is to place you in the heart of an event and make you feeling like you're truly there. And intergroup contact is to provide a controlled and optimal environment for you to interact with the virtual outgroup members to improve your attitude towards them. An embodiment experience is to inhabit someone else's body and experience their life from a first-person perspective. And even our Inside Spectrum VR will utilize all of the three approaches to provide a rich experience. To create a sense of presence and simulated several social scenarios, and each representing a symptom of autism. And these scenarios are linked together by story, making the experience feel like a real day in the life of an autistic person. For intergroup contact, I've designed an initial space where our user first met Jerry. Jerry is our virtual autistic protagonist of the story, which actually modeled after a real autistic boy in Kuala Lumpur. And in this space, users can freely talk with virtual Jerry and get an initial understanding of autism. And then they swap bodies to experience a day as an autistic person. Here, I integrate AI and train it for real-time voice conversation and allowing this virtual Jerry to think and speak like a real autistic person. We have a demo video here.
All those ships were drawn by me.
Who are you?
I'm Jerry Tong. I'm autistic. I just graduated from Vortex University. I paint ships. Do you know why I only paint ships?
No, I don't. Why?
I find ships calming. The lines and shapes are predictable. It helps with sensory overload. Do you like ships?
No, I don't. Have you ever tried draw other things?
I mostly paint ships. Other things feel chaotic. Ships make sense. Do you have something that calms you?
For me, it's to play guitar. Do you like to play guitar?
No, I don't play guitar. The sounds can be overwhelming. I prefer quiet activities. Do you know why repetitive behaviors are comforting for autistic people?
No, I don't. Why?
Repetitive behaviors create a sense of order and predictability. It helps manage anxiety. Do you have any habits that make you feel comfortable?
A few moments later.
All right, why don't you experience my world by yourself?
Palm to palm, close your eyes. When you open your eyes again, you will be me.
All right, now you know. I'm not a naughty guy or weirdo, I'm just autistic. Every day I work hard to fit into this world, but still can't understand it. But sometimes I wonder, why can't those around me who have the ability understand people like us? It's a double empathy problem, but I believe that with persistent communication, we can eventually understand each other. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.
Why can't you understand the social interaction?
Social interactions are confusing and overwhelming. Do you know why some people find them easy?
Because we are born to have this ability, right?
Yes, I guess so. My brain works differently, making social cues hard to read. Do you like ships too?
No, I don't. Have you ever had a romantic relationship?
Romantic relationships are hard for me to understand and manage. Do you know why people enjoy them?
Lastly, we are currently developing a full body tracking and motion synchronization experience and try to figure out whether this sense of embodiment is linked to the effectiveness of inducing empathy. Well, this is the first project. It's for neurotypical people to experience the world of autistic people. And the second one is a virtual training tool designed to help autistic people adapt to the neurotypical world. In this virtual space, you can explore many public spaces like from the restaurant, subway station, school, to hospital, to maybe shopping center. And you can practice appropriate social behaviors in advance, like you can give a speech in the classroom and practice how to speak confidently in front of audience. And you can step to the hospital to learn the whole medical process step by step. Here, all the social pressures in real world are carefully controlled and easing any potential anxiety along the way. And another key feature of this project is that all your action you take in the virtual environment will be evaluated by AI. Your facial expression, your body language, and all the conversation you have with our AI citizens will be recorded and evaluated by AI. And in the end, AI will generate a detailed report and give you suggestions for improvement. This type of prior training is very helpful because practice in real world can be risky, can be predictable, and it's hard to repeat, right? And it can also hurt confidence if they face setbacks too often. And on the other side, replication training during the childhood is a huge burden for families, consuming both time and money. But a VR training system like this allows autistic children to learn on their own. It's like playing a game, right? This will greatly reduce the burden on parents. Let's make a conclusion. The first project provides an autism simulation experience for neurotypical people, especially for teachers, to improve their understanding of and attitudes towards their autistic students, which in turn foster more supportive, friendly schooling environment for autistic students, and ultimately helping to reduce exclusion and bullying. Our second project, the AI Autism Reapplication Tool, tackles the challenges autistic individuals face when trying to adapt to neurotypical society. But our vision doesn't stop here. This society needs to embrace more than just autism. There are many, many other people who are not fitting the mold of what we call normal. Actually, it's not just autism exists on a big spectrum. We all somewhere on a big spectrum. Every one of us is different, and no one should be excluded just because of differences. And our hope is that everyone can find their own place where they feel comfortable, but also respecting the places of others. Let's work together to make a society which is more inclusive, diverse, and sustainable. Thank you.